Good evening, or good morning, good afternoon, and good night, depending on when you're watching this. Of course, I tape this live on Thursday nights, and then it's up for about a month. Although this one I will download and then upload as a YouTube video later, so that it can stay on our blog, so you can review it in your own free time. So it's not a regular Knots and Thoughts night. We are doing our fall winter yarn tasting today. We did it in person last night and everybody's excited. There's lots of great stuff to show. Lots of fabulous patterns. I was talking to someone today and I said, as lovely as last year's patterns and yarns were, I felt like the designs were, hi Terry, a lot more formal than I think most of us would choose to wear. These ones are still lovely and amazing, but I think they're a little bit more everyday possibly, or leveled up everyday ones. Hi Tammy! So it'll be fun to show everything off tonight. Today is the last day of July. Is everyone excited for Mitten Mania to end and Toque Off to start? Did anyone get any done? I have not gone back in to check again yet. I know there have been some posted. I saw some whips getting posted too for Toque Off. So Mitten Mania is just like our Sockapalooza. Just a fun month to try and make as many mittens as we could. And so you have until midnight tonight to get any more done and posted. Yay! Hi, Carla! I will show you what I got done. Not much. As per mittens. Let's see here. Oh, I was hoping to get more knitting in, and I definitely did not. Oh, and this one's inside out. I didn't finish tucking my ends. Let me just reverse it for you. This is not even my size. I should not have jammed my hand in there. Whoopsies! So, of course, instead of just knitting mittens like everybody else does, I was designing instead. And so for Mitten Mania month, while I was teaching mitten classes, I got one mitten totally completed. This is a new set of patterns I'm designing. Family-friendly patterns, which means they'll be for all sizes. The set is going to be called First Snowfall, and I started with the mittens because we were doing mittens. So nice and easy knit and purl stitches. This is the adult small. And then I started the adult medium, which would be my size. Let's see, I got everything tangled here. Tangled! Okay, so there, it's hard to see those little purl bumps, but they're in there. So this is the adult medium. And then I decided the other day, I didn't even finish the round. I cast it on the baby size. Hi, Valerie. So I have almost all the ribbing done on the baby size. So maybe I'll leave this one on the needle, the baby one, and try and get it finished next. Because I have 2 new cast-ons to do. Oh, you guys talk about having too many whips. I think I'm worse than you guys. I have more things on the go and half started and partially done than probably any of you. Did we do that one day? Did we count and see? I wonder who would win. I know Kelly's got quite a few. Do you count each of the, well, these are all individual things. So I've got 2 mittens on the go. 2 different sizes. So this will be the baby size. It'll be a thumbless mitten, of course, for babies. Plus I have, oh yeah, so many things. But since Toque Off starts tomorrow, I'm of course casting on a toque. Have to at least kind of sort of play along, right? Even though I can't compete. So if you, don't forget, so for Mitten Mania, if you're not quite done a pair, you can post them tomorrow in the Sweet Yarnies group. As long as they're at least half done, they'll count as your ending WIP. So I'll be going through and marking all those over the weekend sometime. Or probably over the weekend. And then we'll do draws next week for Mitten Mania. Sounds fun? Yeah, I think this one's going to go on hold, especially because I need the needle tips for the hat I'm designing next. So, yeah, I think, I'll try and finish this and maybe just leave that on hold. We'll see. So, yeah, I got one mitten done in the month of July. How bad is that? Well, I was doing many other things and that's what happened, so. Okay, so yes, my plan is for Toque Off, I'm casting on a hat, at least one. We'll see how many I get done. I'm going to design the hat that goes along with those mittens. That'll be my next one. So maybe I also need to do a cowl pattern. And then maybe we'll do some socks. I bet I could get Tammy to knit me a sample of the socks pattern later. No, I'm not going to start the sock design this month. That's for sure. Or like August, because I can only handle like one thing at a time. So my plan is I'm going to cast on the toque in this one and see if I can get at least the adult small done in August. I should. We'll see. It should be pretty easy knitting once I get it going. So I picked up, this is vintage, so worsted weight yarn in the colorway dark denim today. We have a bunch on the shelf. So yesterday, I gotta tell you guys that story. Things do not always go according to plan. And rather than cancel the event and push everything a week, I decided to do the yarn tasting anyways. The box was supposed to arrive yesterday, as in the day of the event. I don't like doing that. I would have much rather had it last week. I had lots of time to put everything together. But I'm like, well, it's okay. It'll come in probably in the morning, later morning, because we have a new delivery guy. So he's not always here by like around 10 like our old one. Our new one usually comes, by noonish. So that'll be okay. I'll still have, like, I was coming in early. And then I was going to set up for the class. And then I would have time to at least start on the kits. No such luck. Not at all. The box didn't arrive till 4 o'clock. So that was after class was already over. Did the box come in? So between 4 and 6 o'clock, I packed all the kits. And I unpacked everything else because there were other orders in there. Wound a bunch of yarn and got all the orders filled. Almost. Yeah, it was a little crazy. And then I did the presentation. Tammy says I need a baby mittens pattern and I could try knitting a sock. My knitting time is minimal right now. Ooh, yeah. I do have a baby mitten pattern out. It's part of the Granite Mittens. It starts off with baby and then it's child, toddler, no, baby, toddler, child, adult, small, medium, large. I think that's what it is. But basically, if you don't want to follow a pattern, it's really just, like a child size without the thumb. That's probably the easiest way to do it. But yes, I do have a baby one in the Granite mitten pattern set, if you're looking for one. That one's in DK weight. I do have plans to try and get it worked out for worsted weight as well. But right now it's just in DK. The new set I'm designing is in worsted weight, which should help me with the numbers to adapt the Granite pattern to a worsted weight one as well. So if you've already purchased any of the Granite patterns, you're just going to get an update with the new sizes, I think. It'll probably be Granite mittens worsted, Granite hat worsted, and then the Granite cowl will be coming out too. That probably won't happen until like next summer when we do our summer of small projects bingo. Yay! Or some other fun connotation. I gotta figure out some kind of title for that. But yes, we're planning on doing another June, July, August, the same as this June, July, August. So Sockapalooza, Mitten Mania, and Toque Off. Speaking of Toque Off, if you don't know, Toque Off is also included anything in this area. So, you know, hats, headbands, cowls, scarves, earmuffs, whatever, any of those kind of things that will count as part of a Toque Off entry. All the details are up on the website, as well as I have a handout in the store. And I did publish a little write-up in our Sweet Yarnies group the other day, as well as it went out on social media and emails. So yeah, so come join in the fun of Toque Off. You can do it from anywhere. The idea is that you post you can post your whips today, starting whips, still today, and then yeah, throughout the month, just as you get hats done, add them to their Sweet Yarnies group. Make sure to include which group you're in and the name of the yarn and the pattern that you used. The reason I ask for those is because everyone's going to ask that same first question: what yarn is it and what pattern did you use? So it's one of the reasons why we like to have that in there. As well, coming up, I'm doing all of this now so that those coming on late, which they always do, won't miss any of this fun stuff that I'm going to show you next. Yay! Upcoming at the store, as always, Thursday or Friday and Saturday, we have Handmade in the Haunt from 11 to 2. And then we do our Makers Meetup every Wednesday night. So for the rest of the summer, so the month of August, we'll have all our Wednesday nights will just be a regular Makers Meetup. That's from 6 to 8 o'clock here at the store. Anything else? Hi, Patty! I think that's it for upcoming fun stuff. Oh, also for the month of August, we're having a second sock class. As you've probably heard before, our sock class for June morphed into our mitten class for July, which has now turned into sock class 2.0 for August. Basically everybody who was in the first class went into the second class and is joining in the third class, which is totally fun. So for the month of August, we are doing a sock class 2.0, which because some of the students wanted to learn 2 at a time. I keep forgetting to get ready for the sock class. Let me write myself a note. A lot wanted to learn how to do 2 at once, so we're going to be teaching that. Others also want to learn the Flegel heel, so we're going to do that as well. And I do have, I think, 1 or 2 people who want to just learn how to do socks who missed the June class. Excuse me. It's been a long few days. So we're going to do that as well. Don't worry, we'll get through it all. Yes, so the plan is Wednesday afternoons. The class is going to be about an hour, but because some people need to come later rather than earlier, and some want to stay for the Makers Meetup, I've decided that we're just going to say drop in at the store between 1 and 4 o'clock and stay for an hour or so and get some help. I will be stopping teaching at 5 o'clock. So I have time to have some food for supper, as well as do a little bit of paperwork and stuff that I need to do when the store is open anyways. So that's my plan. If you're planning on staying through and for the Makers Meetup, you can bring some food with you. If you haven't checked out the kitchenette that we have here in the old haunt before, I do have a coffee maker, so we can make coffee, and I have a kettle for tea and other hot beverages. I also have a little fridge and a microwave, so if you need to bring something that needs to stay cool or you want to heat something up, we have that. I also have a bunch of dishes, so you're welcome to use any of those. Yeah, so I guess some will be showing up at 1 and some will be coming by 4. And yeah, we're just going to have fun. Yes, Tammy says she loves the Fleegle heel. So do I. There are quite a few Fleegle heel patterns that are done in fingering weight, like the Elementary Watson socks, which I taught the class with before. There's also DRK Everyday Socks by Andrea Mowry. Those are Fleegle heel. What's Socks on a Plane is another one. I had a whole list last week. You can go back and watch that one. But we're looking for a DK weight one, and Tammy found us, yes, the Bear Paw socks, which are also by Andrea Mowry. And so a bunch of us, I think most are going to actually use this pattern. I didn't realize. And Tammy, have you tried it? This pattern has the Turkish cast on. I have not done the Turkish cast on yet. So guess what I'll be watching this weekend? I'll be learning how to do that Turkish cast on. However, it works the same as Judy's Magic Cast On. And so if I can't figure it out, I'm going to be teaching Judy's Magic Cast On. It doesn't really matter. I also have to go through and highlight the size I'm going to do. So I decided to do, and we're going to do 2 at the same time. So I think I'm going to knit myself a pair of socks for a change. Normally when I teach classes, I do socks for my husband in a worsted weight, but we're going to go with DK weight. And I'm going to use Vintage DK in the colorway Red Pepper for mine. I'm copying Jeanette. Jeanette picked this out on Wednesday when she was in. And so I'm just going to copy her and do the same color. Because I haven't tried this color yet and I really want to. And then the leftovers, if there are any, will go into my Battenberg blanket eventually. So I've already wound up my yarn and split it into 2 balls. So I'm good to go. I just need to find needles that will work. And a cord. Needle tips are probably easier to find than a cord at my house because all my projects seem to be on things, or all my needles seem to be busy with projects on them. So I might be needle noodling a few things so I can get my cord together and needles, but that's all good. So yeah. So if you want to join in, there's still room. And if you need a different time other than Wednesdays, feel free to ask and we can get that worked out. I have no problem doing that. Alrighty. Okay, one last project to show before we get into the yarn tasting stuff. Because I want to get this all over with at the beginning. And then people can do the yarn tasting. So you'll remember way back. Oh yeah, I did not finish my other socks yet. I just have the ribbing left. I got a little busy. So you'll remember this picture where we had the inspiration for the baskets. I am so close. So close. This is so exciting. Wait till you see how far I got. If you follow me, or if you check out my stories, I have been posting this lots. Look it. Ta-da! It is so almost done. So I have the bases finished in the chocolate brown, and then I switched to the green and did a few rounds in the green, and then I got all of my granny squares attached. Oh my god. So I still have a couple rounds to do around the top. I want to bring it up just past the material so that it'll hide the material a little bit. And then I've got these handles to put on, which I just made this afternoon. I needed a break from computer work. And so I made my own handles. I've decided, yes, I would like them to be wider. So we're going to get, this is 3/4 of an inch wide leather. I'm going to get 1 inch. And I think we're going to end up going with faux leather. I even punched the holes, which weren't too bad. Even cutting it wasn't bad. I did it myself with my Sharpie Doodah knife. And I was trying to decide what size hole to do, so I ended up doing the 4.5, which I figured would fit the darning needle and the yarn. So then I have to attach the handles. I'll have to figure out where to put those, but that's what it'll semi kind of sort of look like when it's done. 2 of those cute little handles on there. I did cut it to 12 inches like you guys suggested or decided for me with help last week. So Almost done. And then I have to start, finish up the second one. I have started, but I haven't gotten too far because what was I doing? Oh, over the weekend I taped the next square, which I'm sorry guys, it won't be out until sometime tomorrow or Saturday. I have to put the videos together and finish the pattern. So I'm hoping to finish the pattern tomorrow and hopefully get the videos uploaded too. I can't do everything in one day. I also forgot to bring the laptop with me today. My thought was, and it was at the wrong time. My thought was bring the laptop. That way I can do some stuff on it while I've got the computer doing other things. Because every once in a while I kind of, I can multitask, but I need, no, it didn't happen. I totally forgot it. So, my plan was, because a lot of the pattern stuff is waiting around for things to upload. I had hoped to have the laptop doing that while I was working on the blog post for tomorrow, but totally forgot. So tomorrow's job is now to work on finishing up the pattern. So it'll be out over Friday or Saturday in time for the long weekend. So still good. Alrighty. Okay, are you ready for this? This is very exciting. Okay, so Baroko's come out with 5 new yarns for fall winter 2025 and a crap ton of new patterns, which are all fantastic. So tomorrow, don't stress over taking notes if you don't want to, because tomorrow around 10-ish, the blog post will be up with all of the information and links to the colorways and pattern pages for all the stuff you're going to see tonight. It'll also give you all the prices and other information as well. So don't stress if you miss something about taking, for taking notes. Yes. Oh, and the other thing I want to mention, because a lot of them are sweaters and tops and things like that. When we talk about ease, I should go over that now. So a lot of them will have positive ease, which means your bust size plus whatever inches. So it'll say 6 to 10 inches of positive ease. So it's your bust size plus 6 to 10 inches. That's a recommendation, but it's also, you have to think about what makes you comfortable. So just because it says 6 to 10 inches doesn't mean that you necessarily have to do that, but you might need to make some adjustments on the pattern if you're knitting it with less ease or more ease than what's written. Okay? So for example, my bust size is 36. I was adding on 6 inches of positive ease, that'd be up to 42, or 10 inches would be 46. So that gives you, that's the range you're looking at for that pattern. We can go into this more another day, but that's just to give you some idea. Okay? Okay, I think that's it. I think that's all I want to explain first today. We did go over it last night too, and everybody seemed pretty good, so. Alrighty, let me just get organized here so I can show you all the things. If you didn't order a yarn tasting kit, you still can get them. We'll be putting an order in probably in a couple of weeks with Barocco, and so if you want still a yarn tasting kit, we can order them in. It's not necessary, but it is definitely fun to have because it gives you a chance to try out the yarns before investing in full skeins of the yarn, especially because a lot of these have fabulous fibers and are a little bit on the more expensive side. It also gives you a chance to make your gauge swatch for whatever you're planning on making before you get the yarn in. So for example, if you don't know what a gauge swatch is so that you can get the same gauge that the pattern calls for. Because there's actually 3 types of gauge. There's gauge on the yarn. So that's what's generally recommended for the yarn if you were going to knit it or crochet it up. Then there is the gauge in the pattern. So sometimes you want like a loose gauge like this. Other times you want a tight gauge, so like on a pair of mittens. So that's the second gauge. And then the third gauge is your own gauge. So for example, I generally will knit right on. If the pattern says this yarn or this weight of yarn with this size needles will get you this gauge, I will usually hit it. My sister Valerie, she is a tight knitter, and so generally she needs to go up a needle size or two to try and get gauge. I have some customers that are a loose knitter or crocheter, and so then they need to go down a needle or a hook size or two to try and get gauge. So the idea behind gauge is just so that whatever size you're making, it will turn out to be the size that you're supposed to get rather than something different. So for example, if the sweater should be 20 inches around and with this gauge, then if you get that gauge, your sweater should be 20 inches around rather than too small or too big. Tammy says she knits loose. Yes. And so definitely you'd want to go down a needle size or two to try and hit the right gauge when you're doing something. It doesn't matter so much with, say, you know, like a shawl or something like that. It's already a loose fabric, so who cares? As long as you're close, it'll be good enough. But when you're trying to make something that's supposed to be to a certain size because it's something that you're putting on, yeah, you definitely want to do a gauge swatch. I tend to not do it with something like a hat, just because I usually get gauge. But like Tammy, you know, you knit loose, you should automatically go down a size or two to what's recommended in the pattern so that you'll hit at least closer to gauge. All right, so let's start with the first yarn of the night. Woo! This is a Velina. It is a superwash wool with hemp and cotton. And all of the yarns are a worsted weight, knit on a 5mm, except for two of the yarns. One is knit on a 4.5, and then the other one's a chunky. So Velina has a fun bunch of colorways that are all multicolored rather than solids. Actually, I'll get out this too and show you guys. Dun, dun, dun. Ow. Okay, so don't mind me, my hands hurt. I went raspberry picking on Monday and Tuesday, and on Tuesday I went out with the clippers to try and trim stuff out of the way. And yeah, I have pain in my thumb from. So these are the colorways that Velina comes in. You'll be able to see all this tomorrow on the blog post. You'll be able to click through and get to the colorways. I will say Baroko's website's pretty good about being accurate to the colors. So for example, this Fall Harvest, it's looking slightly darker than in person as to what I knit. So this is Fall Harvest, like this one. Now, when you get the yarn tasting samples, it doesn't tell you what colorways they are. I'm just guessed. But so they have a few new colors. Yes, this one's a worsted weight on a 5mm needle and comes in a 100-gram skein. It is a chainette construction, and so you have a little bit extra yardage on this than a normal 100-gram skein. It's got 234 yards instead of a usual 218 or 19. All right, and let's see the new patterns. Okay, first up is, I have to get all of my notes, Gabriel. This one is a beautiful cardigan that's done bottom up. It's a bit of a cropped cardigan, and it's got integrated collar, which means you're not going back and picking up stitches to knit the collar around after. The bust size on this one is 34 to 70 inches, and it's got 4 to 8 inches of positive ease. So remember your bust size plus 4 to 8 inches. And this pattern takes 4 to 8 skeins of the Velina. Oh, I forgot to write that down. Hold on, just a second. I forgot. I printed out bookmarks for everybody else and didn't keep one for myself. Oh, ouch. Okay. So because Baroko ships to Canada and the States, they don't put prices in any other things. We do it ourselves. So I made up a little bookmark that has all the prices of the yarn for the yarn tasting kits. The prices of the yarn that are the yarns that are in the pattern, in the lookbook. So this one is Velina is $38 a skein. All right, so that's the first pattern, Gabrielle. Then next up we have Victoria. I forgot to write this one in last night, so I made more notes. Victoria's knit bottom up. It's got a beautiful broken rib at the bottom, with it being longer at the back than the front, and a beautiful V-neck. It's the bust size is 32.5 to 71.75, and recommended 2 to 4 inches of positive ease. And this one takes 4 to 10 skeins depending on your size. Isn't that beautiful? They're so nice. Tammy says cute. Yes, I agree. They're very cute. This one is fun. This one is Amelia. It's also a knit pullover, but this one has interesting construction. So it starts in the middle and it's worked out sideways. So you're knitting this way out to the cuffs, and then you do have to pick up and do a round at the bottom at the end, and you'll do the collar at the top as well. This one bust size is 32 to 68 inches with 2 to 4 inches of positive ease. So I should mention that, which I didn't before. So the pattern's gonna say like 32 inches to 68 inches. That's including the ease. So that's the finished bust size of the sweater. So you would go 68 minus 2 to 4 inches, and that would be your actual bust size. This one's done with 5 to 10 skeins of Velina, held with Ariel, which is Barocco's mohair, and that uses 4 to 8 skeins. So it gives just a little bit of a halo and mutes the colorway just the tash. All right, next up is Marianne. This is another bottom up cardigan with pockets this time though. Aren't they cute? There's a little bit of a texture pattern on the pockets as well as the sleeves, but the rest of the cardigan is pretty much all plain. It's done with a bust size of 32 to 68 inches, and it's recommended 0 to 4 inches of positive ease. So your bust size plus up to 4 inches. And this one takes 6 to 9 skeins. It's a little bit longer, which is nice. Covers the butt mostly. Then we come up to our first crocheted pattern. This one is Genevieve. It's a cute little shawl. It's worked lengthwise, so on the long, and it's 57 inches wide, so from tip to tip, and about 11.5 inches tall. It's crocheted and only takes 2 skeins. So cute. Okay, and this next one is one that Valerie should do. We all decided last night. This pattern set is called Valerie. So it's a cute little hat and fingerless gloves. They both have bands of seed stitch. Super easy to knit. The hat has 3 sizes, 19 inches, 20.25 inches, and 21.5 inches around. They'll stretch a little bit. And then the mitts are 7.25, 7.5, and 8 inches around. This one takes 2 skeins of the Velina, held with 2 skeins of Ariel as well. So cute. Doesn't it look like fun? So that was the Velina yarn. It's very lovely. Any questions about any of those? Any favorites yet? They all look to be fairly simple knits and crochets, because the point is to show off the colorways rather than the intricacy of the design so much, because it's a fun yarn. Busy but beautiful. so lovely. This was a fun, nice one to knit with. I really enjoyed it. Doesn't feel like it's got some cotton in it. Doesn't feel cottony. It's nice and light. Hemp is an interesting addition. Although, yeah, like it's really nice to touch. And I do have a copy of the pattern book if you want to come in and see it. It has all the details for all of those. The pattern's written in it. I want to know, I can't remember, is the pockets done after or? Yes, the pockets are put on after, so they're knit up and put on after. Actually, you know what would be really good? Is if you're going to do that pattern, this one here, with the patch pockets, it actually would be good to do your pockets first as your gauge swatch. Cast on the right amount of stitches and knit those up as your swatches. See, smart idea, eh? Such a cute sweater. That one was the Marianne sweater. Also, all of these patterns are available as PDFs, so you can get them off Baroque's website or off Ravelry, and they also come as an ebook, so you can get all of them if you like. If you only like one, I would suggest get just the one pattern. If you like two or more, get the whole ebook because it ends up to be cheaper in the long run. Okay, next up. The next yarn is Muriel. This one is 65% wool and 35% silk. This one is so nice. It's got a little bit of a shine to it. It is silky smooth for sure. It's another worsted weight one. Also knit on a 5. Let me find it in here so I can show you the colorways. It has 152 yards in 100 grams, and these are the colorways available. Lots of nice neutrals, a little pop of orange, a rusty orange, and then some blues. Yay! I love blue. I know. You guys know I do. Yeah, it's luxurious for sure. So that's a Muriel. It's a nice, it's got nice drape to the fabric as well. Okay, so first up, oh, you want to know the price? The price of these ones is $41. So first pattern is Duncan. Duncan is a V-neck vest that's done bottom up. It's got beautiful cables and eyelet patterns, stitch patterns on it. I'm pretty sure, yeah, that's the only pattern in here, picture in here. Isn't it beautiful? Bust size on this one is 36 to 72 inches with recommended 2 to 4 inches of positive ease. Now, looking at it, it does come out quite a bit with this picked up ribbing as well. You could wear it as a shirt if you really wanted to. It's very nice. And this pattern uses 4 to 8 skeins of the Muriel. That's Duncan. Oh, I think someone wanted to know if the lace works on, or the cable stuff is on the back too. It doesn't appear to be. There's a couple more pictures in here. A few different shots, but the cables don't look that challenging. Let me just quick flip to the pattern and see. Yeah, the back is done without any, oh, it is in the round until you get up to the split for front and back. Yeah, stockinette stitch for the most of it, so that's nice. It's just a little bit of fun cables on the front. Cables and lace. And then around the V-neck. I like how the cable splits and then the cables go up either side of the rib neckline on there. Very fabulous. This is very beautiful too. This is Fosse. No promises I'm saying these names of the patterns right. I didn't make them up. It's a Ruana, so a poncho style item, garment piece. The color work here is done with slip stitches, makes it nice and easy to do. This is another one that's worked from the center out. So you start and you knit one full side and then you cast on and pick up stitches along the center where if you got it marked and knit the other way. There's a few sizes, so it's 26 to 32 inches wide. And depending on your size, it'll take 4 to 6 skeins of 2 colors. So this one's done like in the black and creamy color. Very nice. Okay, next up is Bosch. This one is done bottom up and seamed. It's a ribbed turtleneck on it. Gorgeous cables. They have nice large, like the sleeves don't have any decreases in them, so they stay nice and wide. Looks very elegant. Oh, I love that they've got the cables in the bottom ribbing. Well, in all of the ribbing too. This one, bust size is 35.5 to 70 inches. And recommended 2 to 4 inches of positive ease. And takes 7 to 12 skeins. There's a little bit of texture in, oh, it shows up better here. In beside the cables. That's like that, actually it's like the granite stitch it looks like. Moss stitch? I think it might be moss stitch. So pretty though. The cables on this one really caught my eye. It does have some seaming, so I know their seams are worked in these raglan areas. Alrighty, another pattern. This one is Messine. It is top down all in one piece. It's got beautiful, easy basket weave trim. When we were talking about this one last night, I'm probably gonna say the word wrong, but it's got contiguous sleeve increases. So that means that you don't, like somebody else explained it really well. I think Kelly's done one that had it in it. So you start off with a short amount of stitches casted on, and the way you increase, it brings it all around. And then it fits your sleeve stitches in as well. So then your sleeve stitches are put on hold and you go back and pick them up later and finish knitting them. So this one, the bust size is 32 to 68.25 with 2 to 6 inches of positive ease recommended. And it uses 6 to 11 skeins, depending on your size. It's a good long length. What's nice about this too, being top down, you can make it a little longer if you wanted, or if you'd like it a little shorter, you can do that too. And you can also adjust the sleeves while you're knitting them as well. It actually should be a fairly good beginner-friendly pattern if you're thinking of doing one. Right, next up we have, let's do Robins. This is a crocheted cowl. It's done flat and then seamed. It's 46 inches around and 13 inches tall, so 13 inches this way. And it takes 4 skeins. It's so cute. Isn't it? It doesn't look too complicated to make. I wonder if I could tackle something like that. It looks like fun. Those little bobbly stitches in there. I don't know what they are, but they look kind of bobbly. They puff out a little bit. They're probably puff stitches. I'm calling them bobbly. All right, and then we have this cute set. It's called Astaire. It's got a little bit of a fun texture on both the hat and the fingerless gloves. Actually, the hat and fingerless glove combo is big in this set of patterns this time. The hat comes in 3 sizes, 19, 20, and 21 inches around. And then the mitts are 7 or 8 inches around. And you'll need 1 skein for each. So 1 skein for the hat, 1 skein for the gloves. Very cute though. All right, and that is all of the Muriel patterns. Any questions on that one? As well, I have that book, and so you're welcome to come in and check it out. Everything will be set up tomorrow on our lovely table so that you can see and feel and then want. Oh, this looks just so pretty. Although I really do love these cables. I don't have a cabled sweater. So that one is wool and silk. It is super lovely. Okay, next yarn. Yes, there's another one. Next up is Gianna. This one is a fun, long, color-changing yarn that's made out of wool, cotton, silk, and baby alpaca. Ooh, you had me a baby alpaca. It is so soft. Isn't it pretty? This one's also knit on a 5mm needle. And it's got a chainette construction as well. So 296 yards in 100 grams. So remember, like, vintage is 219. This one's 296. So almost an extra 100 yards. And these are the fun colorways it comes in. Aren't they lovely? This one that I've got here must be foliage. This one. So pretty. Oh, it's so nice. Gianna is $40 a skein. All these yarns are hand washed too because of the fibers that are in it. All right, now let's look at the patterns. Okay, this one is called Laura. It has interesting construction. So if you remember a few years ago for a summer top, I knit Marisol, where it was a front panel, a back panel, you joined them together on the shoulders, and then you picked up and you knit you finished off the sides and did the sleeves. Well, that's the same construction. Actually, it's much easier to see on this picture. Sharon says that purple color. I know, it's lovely. So you can see their front panel and the back panel, and then you pick up along here. It's got cool, interesting texture here. And then you knit the seam, like you'll knit wide enough to seam it together for the edge of the side, and then you'll do your whole sleeve out as well. Picking up stitches is not that bad. I have many tricks to show you. And then, yeah, you got to pick up around the bottom and do the hem, and then pick up around the neckline. Super cute. Okay, so this one, bust size is 32 to 68, and is 6 to 12 inches of positive ease is recommended. And this one takes 3 to 6 skeins. So, for example, it's not really a bad price when you think about it. You're only using three to 6 skeins at $40, so $120 for the smallest size. Actually, okay, let's see how many uses that size, since I have the pattern book. Okay, so the first 2 sizes use 3. The next 3 use 4. The next 3 after that use 5, and then the last 2 use 6. So that's not bad. Look at how beautiful it is. Oh, yes. Another fabulous sweater. So this would be another quick-ish, relatively easy knit. It's mostly stockinette with a little bit of fun stitch pattern around the bottom and when you're picking up. Super cute. Because you want to show off the yarn. That's why it's done that way. Okay, next up is Lovita. This is a cowl that's knit in the round. It's 57 inches around, so very long, and 16 inches tall, so quite tall. You should be able to wrap around at least twice. And it takes 2 skeins. Oh yes, it's the same colorway as the sweater. I thought so. Super cute. All right, then we've got Rosaline, another crocheted pattern. This one is worked flat, then joined in the round. So it starts off flat and then, actually, let me see if it's in a better picture in here. There are more pictures on Baroko's website as well as on Ravelry. Yeah, look at how cool this design is. So that's how you start it. You work it flat and then it's joined in the round after. Isn't that neat? Very cool. This one, so it's 18 inches around and then 25 inches tall. So from the bottom here to the edge there. And it only takes 2 skeins as well. Super cute. The crocheted ones are pretty fun. Okay, this one's really cool too. Okay, this one is called Rhea. It is crocheted as well. It's worked on the short and then on the long. And this is what I mean. So you can see the colorways going this way. So most of it is worked this way. And then you crochet along the edge here on the long. Very cool. So it's 70 inches long and then 28 inches tall. So this way. And it uses 3 skeins of Gianna. It looks relatively easy too. Did they tell me? No. All right, if you like ponchos, this would be a fun, easy knit as well. This one is Fiorella. It's work flat and seam. So just like the olive poncho that we did a few years ago now, this is done flat. It's done in stockinette and then just a little seam up on the one shoulder. It comes in 3 sizes, so 22, 24, 26 inches this way. And then on the long, it's 46, 54, or 62 inches. And then it takes 3 to 5 skeins. Super cute. I love this fall vibe that they've got going on with this one. That colorway. All right, and then last but not least, how about some entrelac? This one is worked bottom up, so starting here with this square. It's 60 inches long and 30 inches tall here. And it takes 4 skeins of one color. So because the color changing is so long on this yarn, it looks like you patchworked all kinds of colors together, but it's really only one. Isn't it cool? And it's all garter, so it should be relatively easy to knit. We could do this as a knit along at some point if someone wants to, or an entrelac class. It would be fun to do. Any questions on that one? They have charts and fun things in here. Look at that. Whoop! That's for the entrelac. Hee-hee. Very cool. And there's for the crocheted one. They do have written instructions as well, of course, but I just think it's fun to look at the chart sometimes. Very fun. So that one is Gianna. All right, let me flip things around. Okay. The next yarn is Oriella. Oriella is cotton. Oh, Sharon says I'm all in for the entrelac class. At some point, it'd be fun to do. We'll have to figure everything out and plan some things. Because I know we're doing some kind of a sweater make along / classes, so we'll see. But if entrelac's also on the list, we can do that too. Okay, so Ariella is 74% cotton and 26 merino. It looks like it's an alpaca yarn, but it's not. It's got a nice fuzz factor to it. This one is knit on a 4.5 or a 5, another worsted weight, and it's a chainette construction. So that's where the merino then looks like alpaca, because the chainette is made out of the cotton and then the merino fibers are blown into the chainette, and that's where you get the fuzz from. So it's a 100 gram skein and it has 267 yards in a skein. Oh, these are so lovely. And here I'll show you the colors. It's those ones up there. Very nice. Of course, they've got, lots of neutrals with a little pop of this and a little pop of that. Very fun. Okay, and let's see some patterns. That's what we're here for. Okay, first up, this one is very nice. So this one is, it's called Titus. Titus is done bottom up in the round, and it's done with 2 strands held together throughout. So that's how you get this gradient look. So they're holding the blush color with 2 strands of blush here at the bottom, and they switch to blush and cream, and then just cream at the top. Super fabulous. Don't worry, it's not hard to knit 2 strands at the same time. I've done it a few times and it's not bad. This one, the bust size is 36.5 up to 73.5, and it's recommended 2 to 4 inches of positive ease. It's got a deep V-neck and drop shoulders, which is very nice. I wanted to see, I think the sleeves are picked up and worked down. Tammy says pretty. Yes, and it would be another nice, easy knit. Almost all stockinette in the round, which I don't mind doing. You can pretty much do it in your sleep. Titus takes 4 to 5 skeins of one color and 3 to 5 of another, depending on the size. Super lovely. I would want mine a little bit longer, I think, but it's very cute. Okay, we have a crocheted cardigan called Nerva. It's worked flat in one piece. There's a cute little feature on the front here, but the back is just plain. Oh, it looks so comfy. Bust size is 37 to 77 with 10 to 20 inches of positive ease recommended. And it takes 4 to 9 skeins of the Ariella. That's that blush color. Is it called blush? Hold on. Too many pages. Yes, blush petal. Ooh, yeah, and the other colorway on that other one was vanilla cream, if you're wondering. I would be tempted to do it just in that. Or powder blue. Yeah, so that one is Nerva. Very pretty. Oh, I think I forgot to tell you. The Ariella is $31 a skein. So sorry. Losing my mind over here. Don't worry, all the prices will be listed tomorrow. And if I've missed anything on the blog, you can send me a note or call or message me and let me know. Okay, next up, this is Pertinax. It's a cute little rib skinny scarf that's 4 inches wide and 76 inches long. Oh my goodness. It'd be fun for a little splash of color and should be pretty easy to knit. And only takes 1 skein. Isn't it adorable? That colorway is their Seafoam Haze for a little pop of green. Cute. And crocheters aren't being left out either with a scarf. This one's a little bit wider. This one is called Versus. It's another 2 strands held together throughout. It's 12 inches wide and 57 inches long, and takes 2 skeins each of 2 colors, so 4 skeins altogether. Very nice. So some spots you're holding 2 of one color together, other spots you're holding 1 of each together. That's the word I wanted. 1 of each. 2 of one, 1 of each. All for one and one for all. All right, next up we have Galba. This is beautiful and simple with just 1 pop of cables on the front and back on one side. So they kind of flow together over the shoulder. It's done bottom up. I really like that 1 cable. It's just cute. So it's worked in one piece up to the split for front and back. And of course your sleeves are picked up and worked down. This bust size is 31 3/4 to 71 3/4 and recommends 4 to 6 inches of positive ease. It is a little on the crop side, but not bad. And it takes 5 to 9 skeins, depending on the size you're gonna do. Cute! That's Galba. Sharon says, so pretty. Oh, I know. Nice and elegant. Easy knitting. Very cute. Okay, and then we have... Okay, what? Decius? We decided it was delicious without the L, so we're putting it in. We're calling it delicious. This is really cute. This one is work flat and seamed. It's a cozy funnel neck pullover. And it's definitely oversized, but not super huge. Bust size is 32 to 72 and a half with 2 to 4 inches of positive ease recommended. Nice and elegant. Lots of stockinette with a little bit of fun ribbing. And takes 4 to 6 skeins. The Oriella, because it's blown in fibers, it gets a little two-tone rather than being like a true solid color. Very nice. So that is all of the Ariella patterns. I also have that pattern book if you want to look at it and check out more of the pictures and sizing and all those kind of fun things. But remember, they're all the patterns are available as PDFs that you can get off Ravelry or Berroco's website. Any questions on that one? Any ones you want to see again? This is going to be a little extra long. We have a few more things to go through. It always happens. Okay, so far, Valina was 38 a skein. Marielle was 41 a skein. Gianna is 40 a skein. Oriella is 31 a skein. And last but not least for the new yarns is Emmerstone. Emmerstone is 46% wool, 33% cotton, and 21% alpaca. And the one only chunky yarn for this collection. It is so nice. It's another chainette construction. It doesn't feel super cottony or anything like that. Sharon says, do pattern designers include the yarn required to include enough for a swatch? Generally I would say so. But it's hard to say exactly. Andrew Mowers talked about it a few times. She always gives a little bit extra yardage. They tend to round up in their pattern designing, I would say. But if you got your yarn tasting kit, you can use that yarn as your swatch, I would say. Like, so when I knit up these, this is the full mini skein knit up, minus a slight little bit, however much I cut off. It isn't usually very much. But what's nice about having the yarn tasting is that you can play around and try and get the gauge that's in the pattern with the pattern, like the pattern instructions. So let's quick go back to Ariella. So say you were going to do this two-tone one. The gauge on that one, Titus, it's so cute. Okay, so the gauge they're saying is 12.5 stitches in 4 inches with 2 strands of yarn held together on the larger needles, which is 6.5. So what I would do is use both ends of your little ball and start knitting it. Tammy says, yeah, you could unravel your swatch if you needed to, for sure. I've had people do that before. If you're concerned that you might not have quite enough yardage, that's definitely something to do. Some people will get an extra skein or two, depending on what you're doing. But yeah, if you're worried about having enough yarn, then I would say don't cut your yarn. And then you should be able to just unravel it when you've done. But when you are doing a gauge swatch, it's actually recommended to block it. So you're wetting it, washing it, whatever, and then laying it flat to dry, pinning it out if necessary, because a lot of yarns do stretch and grow. This one puffed out quite a bit. I think what was this one that we were talking about last night, that just kind of puffs up after washing it. So I did block all of these squares. So what I did was I put them in a little bit of cool water for at least 15 minutes. I don't know exactly how long they were in there. I might have forgotten about them for, 20 minutes, half an hour. And then I pinned them out flat to dry and just try and lay them out nicely and got them nice and even. Alrighty, does that help? Happy to answer any of those type of questions, especially when you're doing something that you're trying to get to a specific size. And the other reason why you would definitely want to try doing a gauge swatch is when you're swapping yarns. So like, especially when we get patterns off Ravelry, sometimes the yarns that they use aren't available for us, or they've been discontinued, or they're in another country that you just can't get. You know, it's too much to order the yarn from another country and have it shipped. So sometimes we have to make some substitutions. And so you definitely want to do a gauge swatch to try and match the gauge that's in the pattern, but also get a fabric that you like. Because nothing's worse than getting gauge, but then not liking the fabric either. So then sometimes we make adjustments, but yeah, that's a whole nother kettle of fish. And I'm happy to go over that anytime with you whenever you're doing something. Yeah. So yeah, you should do a swatch to see if you like the fabric, as well as see if you can match gauge. If you watch the Grocery Girls at all, Tracy swatches all of the time. So sometimes she swatches just to try out the yarns together. She'll have picked up yarn and she'll want to see how it matches up, or she had this idea of putting, you know, stripes together, or she wants to see what, you know, this yarn with a mohair and a sparkle looks like. And so she just swatches and gets a fabric she likes, and then she counts the gauge, and then she goes hunting for a pattern, because you can do that on Ravelry. You can hunt by gauge. Hunt for a pattern that matches the gauge, or she has a gauge that she likes, and she'll have a few patterns that she knows she can adapt with a gauge once she hits it. So yeah. Okay, so last of our new yarns is Emerstone. It is chunky. It's knit on like a 6.5. I know, because it was the only chunky one I needed to do. And here are the colors for Emerstone. All nice like jewel tones. So pretty. Mostly jewel tones. So for a chunky yarn, it's got 159 yards in a skein, knit on 6.5. So for example, Vintage Chunky is 136 yards and knit on a 6. So it's a little bit, that chainette makes all the difference. The chainette construction means you get more yardage in the same amount of weight. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, so first up for patterns. These ones unfortunately don't come in a book, but they are all available as PDFs. So this is Wembley. Oh, and Emerstone is $29 a skein. Wembley is a mosaic stitch pattern, which is really nice if you're new to colorwork, because you're only working one yarn at a time, and the rest is done with, you move the colors up by slipping stitches. Isn't that cool? It's 20 inches wide and 65 inches long, and it takes 4 skeins each of 2 colors, so 8 skeins altogether. And that one is knit. It looks like a very lovely wrap and fun to do. This was a big hit last night too. This one is Richmond. It's a bottom-up sweater. Oh, and then people were confused because it's joined together to do the yoke. What does that mean? Okay, so what it means is you knit your 2 sleeves from the bottom up to a point, put them on hold, and you knit the body up to that point and put them on hold. Then you put all 3 pieces together to decrease out and finish your yoke area. Yeah, the body and sleeves are worked separately and joined to create a raglan yoke. Super cute. It's a nice long length, looks very comfortable. Bust size on this is 31.5 to 70 inches, and it's recommended 2 to 4 inches of positive ease. And this one takes 5 to 10 skeins of the Emerstone. Very nice. I like that one too. All right, next up is, oh, Lori says, I'm making it. Love how cozy it looks. For sure. It is super cute. I might need to do that one too. No, I don't need. Too many choices. Okay, this one is Rainham. This is a top-down all-in-one piece. with rolled edges. So if you hate purling, this one might be for you. Rolled edges means no purling. Well, not too much. Yeah, it's worked seamlessly in the round from the neck down. Ooh, yeah. Oh, yes, it's got this contiguous sleeves again. You can see it more right on this picture here. Yeah, rolled edges means no purling. The bust size on this is 35.25 to 69.5. I think I would get a little longer, but top down means you can make those adjustments, and no decreases on the sleeves, it looks like, either. 4 to 8 inches of positive ease. Yes, and uses 5 to 11 skeins. Super cute. Comfy, cozy, and easy to do. Crocheters, we got a sweater for you too. It's a very similar look. This one's called Enfield. It is done top down. Bust size is 37.5 to 73.5 with 6 to 10 inches of positive ease recommended. I think that length is a little bit longer than the other one. Look at this cute ribbing here. Very nice. And this one uses 6 to 12 skeins. So crocheting always takes a little bit more yarn. Did I say 37.5 to 73.5 with 6 to 10 inches of positive ease? I can't remember. But it's cute. All right, and then, oh, this one is adorable. This one is called Haro. It is crocheted sideways. You can see the stitches are going this way. It's 20 inches around and 12 inches tall. It's got a bandana shape and only takes 1 skein of Emberstone. Adorable. Okay, so that's all of the patterns for the new yarns, but we still have a few more patterns. Tammy says, I like the models, all different real sizes, curvy, etc. Yes, this is one of the reasons why I like Barocco, is that they're not showing all of the patterns done on some skinny 20-year-olds. There's a wide range of ages of the models, a wide range of sizes, and Barocco's patterns also have a wide range of sizes. Like, they tend to be from about 30 inches up to 70 inches on the bust size, which fits quite a large variety of sizes. So yeah. And I like that, you know, they're not all white people. There's some colored people in there too, which is always nice to see. So yeah. All right. A few more patterns. Barocco's got a few more collections. These ones are all digital only as well. So they're available on Ravelry or Barocco's website as PDFs. And they feature some past yarns as well as new yarns. Well, no. Any of the new ones? Yes, a couple, which we haven't even discovered yet. Some come with ones from last year as well. So this is the Relax and Restore collection. Yes, they're very inclusive, for sure. This pattern is called Carla. It's done bottom up with no seams. So once again, you're knitting like this. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the body and sleeves are worked separate and then joined to do the raglan yoke. So same as that other one. If you want something with a little more interest, then the plain one, what was that called? Richmond? Yes. If this is too plain for you, then this would be a good option with some cabling up the front. Cable and texture. Yeah, this one might be the one. It's got a shawl color that's picked up and knit on after. Bust size on this one is 34 to 70 inches with 2 to 4 inches of positive ease recommended. There's the little shawl color. It's super cute. And this one uses 9 to 19 skeins of Millstone Tweed. Millstone Tweed was a new one last year. Valerie knit with it. She loved it. It's made of 60% wool, 20% polyamide, and 20% viscose. And it only comes in 50 gram skeins. That's why it says so many, 9 to 19, depending on your size. I did pull a few of the swatches out from old yarns as well. And actually, while we're in here, I will have so if you get a yarn tasting kit, you get the lookbook. You don't get the eYarn catalog. It doesn't have all of Baroko's yarns in it, but it has most of the ones that we would want for fall winter. So there's that Millstone Tweed collection. These ones up here are all brand new colors this season. The rest are from last season. It has 97 yards in a 50-gram skein. And Millstone Tweed is $17 a skein. It's very, very nice. So it's definitely a heavier worsted. It's a knit on a 5 to 5.5 millimeter needle. But the colors are delicious. All those tweedy bumps in there. Okay, so that's the first pattern in the Rest and Restore collection, or Relax and Restore. Next up is Juna, another hat and fingerless mitt collection. It features a lot of ribbing. The hat comes in one size only, 17 inches around, and the mitts are 5 1/4 around. So because they're ribbed, they should stretch quite a bit. Actually, is it fisherman's rib, did we say? Oh, it's a brioche. It's one color brioche. If you haven't done brioche before, I would try out 2-color brioche first. But this should be, once you get into it, brioche isn't that bad. And 1 skein of Lannis Light will do the whole set. Super cute. Lannis Light is $17 a skein. And they come in a huge variety of colors as well. We had a lot of Lannis Light in when it first came out. So here's the Lannis Light ones. All of these, plus all of these, and these ones in here are all new. Beautiful. You can look up all of their yarns on Baroko's website, which will be linked tomorrow. Okay, another Lannis pattern. This was the worsted weight one. This pattern is called Naya. It's done top down. Bust size is 34.5 to 70.5, with 2 to 4 inches of positive ease recommended. Oh, we love the Lannis yarn. I've used it on a few things. It takes 5 to 9 skeins of your main color, plus 1 skein each of 2 colors. So 5 to 9 plus 2 more. 1 and 1. And that's all the sizes, only need 1 extra skein for those. All right, this was a big hit. Grima. They're cuff down house socks, so they're nice and loose. They are done in 2 sizes, 9.5 or 11.25. That's the foot circumference. And uses 2 skeins of Ultra Alpaca Natural. That one is, so 1 skein per sock. We do have a sample of that as well. This is the 6th yarn that's in your yarn tasting kit, is the Ultra Alpaca Natural. So some of them have the barb pole colorways, and the rest of them are solid colors. So natural means that it's not dyed. So the fiber off the alpacas come those colors. Well, the alpaca yarn, Ultra Alpaca collection is half Peruvian wool and half alpaca. So these are the Alpaca Natural. And they also come in chunky is also an option. Okay, and then you can also get in color as well. So this is the Ultra Alpaca, all of these ones, plus these ones up here. And then they've got the Ultra Alpaca Chunky. And then they also have the Ultra Alpaca Light, which is like a sport or fingering weight. Is it fingering weight? Sport weight. So all of these plus all of those are the Ultra Alpaca Light. Beautiful, beautiful. They're all half and half. So half superfine alpaca, half Peruvian wool. Okay? Like I said, you can come and feel it and touch it. It's very lovely. And I think it felts too. Okay, so that was the Grima socks. Then we've got this beautiful cowl, which is, I gotta find my notes. Eldest, there it is. Okay, sorry, I had to find my notes. It's seed stitch work flat with a short little seam. So it's 50 inches around and 15 inches tall. So your seam that you would be sewing up would be 15 inches. This one's done with 5 skeins of the Millstone tweed. Very pretty. And remember, those are 50-gram skeins. This is very nice too. This one is called Saga. So this is Lannis Light held double, and it has a half intarsia technique. I'm not 100% sure what that means, but I think I get it. So I think what happens is sometimes you're holding 2 of one color, and then other times you're holding 1 of each of 2 colors. Blah, blah, blah. To make that work. So the blanket is 40 by 56 and takes 9 skeins of one color and 3 skeins of another in the Lannis Light. Super cute. It looks uber cozy. And did you see she got the socks on? So that's the Relax and Restore collection. Next up, we've got the Cocooning collection. This pattern is called Rosy Maple. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's done bottom up with no seams. It's 40¼ inches to 76½ with 4 to 5 inches of positive ease recommended. Look at how that, she's got it floofed up there. So cute. This one's done in Millstone tweed, 14 to 25 skeins, held with Ariel, the mohair, with 5 to 8 skeins. The sleeves are picked up and worked down. Everything else is one piece. Super cute. It looks super cozy. Then we've got Pine Satin. Oh, this looks so nice too. This one is a broken rib texture, done alpaca chunky, ultra alpaca chunky natural. The blanket is 50 inches by 60 inches and takes 17 skeins. Oh, I just want to be wrapped up in that. Not up for a blanket. How about a luxurious scarf? This one is called Spice Bush. And it's got a cool checkerboard pattern on it. It's 26¾ inches wide and then 109 inches long. And it takes 9 skeins of ultra alpaca natural. Now, if you'd rather pop a color, you can always do it in one of the ultra alpacas. Or if you can't do alpaca, I would say the vintage line would be nice for that as well. All right, and last but not least in this collection is Peach Blossom, a cute little crocheted cocoon. This one is worked flat and then seamed. It has a couple of sizes, and it's 28 to 64 inches. It's done with 4 to 8 skeins of vintage DK and 1 to 3 skeins of Ariel Degradé, which is a new mohair from Barocco. So it's the same beautiful fluff that the regular mohair comes in, but this one is a gradient. So there are the colorways available. And they also come in a 50-gram skein. So normally mohair is in a 25-gram skein. These ones are 50. It has 568 yards in them. And they cost $47. So remember, it's twice as much mohair as normal. The Ariel is normally 22. So these are 47, just a little bit more. Oh, the colorways are so gorgeous. Isn't that fun? I might have to try crocheting this one. See, it's nice and subtle, the gradient in here. On this one here, they use the purple along with Vintage DK 2116. That must be a purple. I didn't look it up. I should have. That's super cute. I'm enjoying some of these crochet patterns. I might have to do some more crocheting. Oh, darn, right? All right, the next collection is called Architectural. Only a slightly challenging to say. And this pattern is called Correa, Correa. It is a mosaic crochet. It's overlay mosaic crochet. Blah, blah, blah. So what that means is, because I had to look it up because I thought I knew what it meant, but I wasn't 100% sure. So sometimes you're working front post around the front post. Sometimes you're working around back loops, front loops. Yeah, all that kind of fun stuff. Look at that. Isn't that cool? It's worked sideways. It's 10.5 inches long by 60, or 10.5 inches wide by 60 inches long. Nice and long. And it takes 2 skeins of Lannis in 2 colors each. So 4 skeins altogether. It's very pretty. That one I might just want to try. Next up we have Ando. This is a beautiful crocheted pullover, or knit pullover with some color work. It's worked top down. Bust size is 32 to 68 and a quarter. There's a cute little detail around the sleeves. It's 2 to 6 inches of positive ease is recommended. And it uses Merino 401, which is another new one from last year. I also pulled out that sample too. It has beautiful stitch definition. Merino 401 is 100% superfine merino. Yeah, it's nice. Very, very nice. The pattern uses 8 to 14 skeins plus 1 each of 2 colors. So 8 to 14 skeins plus 2 more. Anytime you're doing needing to pick multiple colors, I'm happy to help with choosing those because that's one of the fun things that I like about doing here. Is putting colorways together. This is this one's hard to say. Safety. It's a cute little mired square cowl. You start at the bottom. And so there's not quite, well, it seamed a little bit, but mostly you're picking up stitches and casting on other ones, and then picking up stitches and picking up and casting on. Yeah, they're fun to do. So it's worked flat and then has a seam at the end. It's done in 3 skeins of Ultra Alpaca Chunky Natural and 1 of each of 3 colors. So it is 3 colors in there. Super cute. And it gets more narrow as you go up. So no shaping required. You just do it automatically. Oh, my finger's not working. Oh, this one's cute too. There's just so many cute things. We're getting near the end. I know it's a long one. This pattern is called Calatrava. Is a top-down cardigan that has some garter ridges and slip stitches to do the designing. The cute little design around there. Oops, sorry, I was reading the wrong one. Nope. 33.5 to 70 for the bust size with 2 to 6 inches of positive ease recommended. And this one's knit in Merino 401 again with 8 to 17 skeins depending on the size you're doing. Super lovely. One last one for this collection is Crocheted Cardigan. Look at this plaid. Woo! This one is done bottom up and seamed, then has a vertical surface crocheting on it. That's how you get your lines. Bust size is 39 to 73 with 2 to 4 inches of positive ease recommended. The yarn for this one is Ultra Wool DK. 4 to 7 skeins for the main color and 2 skeins each of 2 more colors. So 4 to 7 plus 4 more. Super cute. All right, one last collection to go. It's the last one. These ones are called Modern Accessories. First up, we have this beautiful scarf called Trezzy, knit out of Millstone Tweed. It takes 8 skeins, and the measurements are 15 3/4 by 70 inches. It's got a fun, they call it mistake rib pattern. But it's kind of like a broken rib kind of thing. Super cute. Looks fun to knit. Then we've got Gazette. This one is knit in the round, top down. It's 2 strands of mohair held together. So this is 1 skein of Allegria or Ariel Degradé, and then 2 skeins of a solid Ariel. So all mohair. Comes in 3 sizes: 50.5, 57.5, and 64 3/4. So the 3 skeins of yarn does the whole thing. Any of the sizes. It'd be so light and luxurious. Oh, just beautiful. Then we've got Godey, Godey. This is a cute little bottom up mosaic stitch pattern done in a Lannis Light mini color pack. I think they've got 5 or 6 of these now. It's 24 inches around and 14 inches tall. And once again, a nice mosaic is a slip stitch color work, nice and easy. Another crochet pattern. This one looks cute too. This one is called Maraloo. Oh, the names. This one is work flat and seamed. It's 44 inches wide and 11 inches tall. And it looks like it's crocheted on the long, and then, so there's just a short seam, 11 inches. It's done in Ultra Alpaca Light, 2 skeins each of 2 colors. So Ultra Alpaca Light comes in 50-gram skeins rather than 100, so that's why I need 2 of each. Super cute. Then we've got Charm. This is a fisherman's rib, so similar to brioche, but it's done by doing a knit one below rather than yarn overing. Gives the same effect, but a little bit different to knit. It comes in 3 sizes, 18.5, 19.5, and 20.5, and takes just 1 skein of Ultra Alpaca. No decreasing. It's super cute. All right, one last pattern. This is called Essence. It's cowl and mitten set. It's done in Merino 401. It takes 5 skeins for the whole set. The cowl is knit flat, and then in the round, you can see it's got this cute little split on it. It's 25 inches around and 14 inches tall. And the mitts are a size 8 inches around. There, that's the new collection. Whew. All right, we got through all of the patterns. Any questions? I know it's a little overwhelming. There's a lot. It was a lot to go through last night too. We had fun though. Any questions on any of the patterns? Any of the ones you want to see again? You can go back and watch this after. It'll be there, and I'll link it in the blog post tomorrow. Once I get the blog post up, there will be a social media and email blast that'll go out to let you know that everything is up and running. Did you want any prices on any of the yarns again? Look at any of the colorways again? Valerie says so many good options. Yes, I agree. So many. And here's the thing too. If you feel like some of the yarns are outside your budget, we can always see about picking a different yarn if there's a pattern you want to do, or finding a different pattern for a yarn you really want to try. Tomorrow, everything will be set up here at the store as a display, so you can come in and check it out, feel the yarn, see how they are knit up. So much fun. I had a lot of fun playing with the yarns. I really didn't want to put them down. And my group of mitten sock knitters also are interested in possibly doing some kind of sweater classes. So now I'm working on figuring out how to do sweater classes this fall. Yeah, the debate's on. I'm thinking of a couple different things, which I will share with more details later. But I think we're going to do some kind of a sweater make along for September, October, November. That I know sweaters are a big project, and you may not need all that time to get it done, but I thought it would be good to have a lot of time so that the newer knitters who are trying out sweaters for the first time or first time again, we get a chance to just work through it at a nice slow pace and not get too overwhelmed at all the different things. As well, you know, we all have other things we want to work on, and so we'll just spread it out and just kind of get it done over the time period. And that way too, if you have a sweater on the needles already, you could finish that one up as well as start a new one at the same time. Work on both, why not? I also usually recommend when you're doing a big project like a sweater that you have some smaller things to work on at the same time. That way you can get a sense of accomplishment and something completed rather than just constantly working on one big project that never seems to end. Also, if you get stuck, you have something to work on until you can get in and get some help. So yeah. All right. I guess that's it for tonight then. Finally. I know it's a long one, but if you're watching this later, you could have skipped the beginning and just hopped on to the yarn tasting part rather than watching it all through. If you have any questions, you feel free to email, message, pop by the store, call, whatever. We can go through all of the things. Yeah, and watch for the blog post up tomorrow. Should be around 10-ish. Everything's done. I just have to link in this video in the morning after I get the computer running. So yeah. All right. Have a great night. Don't forget we have in-store knitting Friday and Saturday 11 to 2. The store is also open 10 to 4. The plan will be that because we're going to start some kind of a sweater knit along, make along / sweater school for September, we'll have an order going into Barocco and probably Estelle Yarns very soon. So the sooner the better for making any decisions. If you ever need help with, you know, picking yarns, colors, patterns, mixing and matching, yes, that's what I'm here for. So just let me know. All right. Have a good night, and we'll see you next week here again, if not before. Bye-bye.